I got you, fam. Showtime.
Who's that Pokemon?
Kibble, 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 kibble.
It's
Meta. Joyce. Akum. Goldo. Fuck. Alright, with that long intro aside, you can see my picks for the SDCC exclusive for 2024, and it's the Ginyu Force. Now, I know some people may not be super excited about them, but I think the Ginyu Force works because if it's any set of figures that definitely, I think, desperately need a reissue, it would be these characters. Now, why these characters in particular? Well, let's think about it, right? One thing we know for sure is that they are closing out the Frieza saga. Now, event exclusives typically don't necessarily have to tailor themselves to whatever theme or arc that they're on, in terms of the Premium Bandai and general releases. But I think the timing is good. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, one, they're in desperate need of a reissue, because all four of these were Premium Bandai exclusives, and even technically it's 3, because Berta came with Goldo, right? But we even come back to Goldo in a bit, but if we look at some of the stuff that's being released, right? So as I was going to say, next month is June. What happens in June? We get that Battle Power 24,000 Vegeta figure. It was a Premium Bandai exclusive, but some people will have it. And what's the month after next? The month after next is, of course, SDCC. The perfect time to drop the Ginyu Force. You can pose your Vegeta against the Ginyu Force. Now, to be fair, this Vegeta doesn't have the broken shoulder pad, nor does he have the torn spandex where that broken shoulder pad is, and that's okay. If they really, really wanted to, they could go crazy, and I'm not saying they're going to do this. In fact, I highly doubt they'll do this. They can take... So, you know how before Goldo came with Berta? This time around, you make Goldo his own figure, give him a little articulation, and then have him come with a broken shoulder pad. Have him come with a broken shoulder pad for this Vegeta figure. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna do that, right? I highly doubt they'll do that. Or another option, alternatively, and that Goldo theory came from my good man Cyrus. Another idea is to potentially, and this I think my good man Cyrus started this one as well, potentially have Raccoon be a battle damaged Raccoon, and then reissue Raccoon at a later date, I don't know when, and then have that Raccoon come with the broken shoulder pad. That's another option, but all of those are highly, highly unlikely. That's just me spitballing. Although, like I said, I do stick with the fact that Raccoon, that the Ginyu Force, this portion of the Ginyu Force will be reissued as SDCC exclusives, right? And we have a precedent for them actually using Premium Bandai exclusives as event exclusives, or rather, they're not afraid to reissue a Premium Bandai exclusive with, with some minor changes, maybe like manga colors or something, as a event exclusive is what I'm getting at, right? So what do I mean? Last year in 2023, we had Raditz. Raditz was a Premium Bandai exclusive originally, and from what I understand, when he got reissued last year, it used his manga colors, like the Scouter was a different color and whatnot, more accurate to the manga. And of course, he came with the Gohan statue, mini Gohan statue. We had Majin Vegeta, that's 2 figures. And then we had the 2-pack with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Ghost Goku. That was a nice timing because, we were just entering the Android stuff, and not only that, it's an opportunity for them to use that battle damaged Gohan mold one last time before they inevitably probably give us an updated mold like a year or 2 down the line. That's just how they operate. Now, my point in bringing that up is that typically the SDCC exclusives have 4 slots for, figures that they plan to make event exclusives. And technically that's 3, but that 2-pack was something unprecedented. We never seen anything like that before. But the year before, we definitely had 4 slots, right? 2022, we had Android 16, Fat Boo, Shenron, and Super Saiyan 2 Goku, which can lead back to my, the Guldo theory of, hey, they're not afraid to technically issue you a figure that you've never had before as an exclusive. And Super Saiyan 2 Goku, while it was just, the 2.0 Goku with a new head sculpt and some retooling on the chest, that was pretty like, oh boy, why would they make a form that we've never had before an event exclusive? Now, let's go back to 2021. Yeah, another 4 figures were SDCC exclusives. It was Beerus, Whis, Super Saiyan God Goku, and Nappa. And so this is why I believe the Ginyu Force fits perfectly into that. And the reason why I'm not including Captain Ginyu is because he wasn't a Premium Bandai exclusive. He was a general release. All these guys were Premium Bandai exclusives. And once again, even if you look at last year and be like, oh, well, Gohan and Goku was a 2-pack. Well, they could not make Guldo its own thing. I was just suggesting that so they could, get people more hype or squeeze more money out of people. But they could keep Guldo as just an accessory for Burter. They could do that as well. And that's still, that's still 3 slots. Now, besides that, those are my main reasons for choosing the Ginyu Force. Like I said, we're pretty much, closing out the Frieza saga now. These things could definitely use a reissue. And, like I said, perfect timing. It would be the perfect timing for all this stuff. Now, I do have some wild card style, suggestions. And we're going to get into that right now. Here are my wild card predictions. Here we have Bowl Cut Gohan. Now, this is something I thought of last night when I was trying to figure out what else besides the Ginyu Force that could potentially be, exclusives for SDCC. And the Bowl Cut Gohan is perfect because I don't think we ever got a release with him, the bowl cut hairstyle. At least in this uniform, with his Piccolo-like uniform. And all they would have to do is give us a new head sculpt, right? And put it on this Gohan, the Saiyan Saga Gohan body, right? And that works perfectly, and there's a precedence for that because that's more or less what they did with Super Saiyan 2 Goku. In fact, they did even more work for Super Saiyan 2 Goku. All they have to do here is just add a different head sculpt, bowl cut, and you good money. Next, we have Zarbon. Zarbon would fit perfectly because, well, he could fight. Another posing option for, the power level 24,000 Vegeta, right? Before he turned into Monster Zarbon and beat him up. In fact, another way you could set this up is, of course, have him be the event exclusive or one of the event exclusives, right? Then, typically people that weren't able to attend the event, they put it on Premium Bandai for us to order. And then it ends up being a Premium Bandai exclusive as well. So, and we know that when they put these, when it's time for you to order it, it's typically like months later. Like, for example, you order it in July, or put your order in July, or whenever they decide to put the orders up for the rest of the event, for the event exclusives on Premium Bandai, whatever they decide to put the orders up. And then we usually get the orders like early next year. So now Zarbon ends up being a release for Premium Bandai next year in February, for example. Not confirmed, just an example. And then what you do is have Monster Zarbon be an actual Premium Bandai exclusive original for like March or April. So perfect setup that way. People are getting their regular Zarbon, and then Monster Zarbon is coming out at some point that year as one of the last Namek Saga figures they need to release. And then here's one that's kind of like the one I'm most unconfident about. Krillin on Namek. Basically, what you do is retool the strongest human Krillin, no undershirt, and you give him the slipper-like shoes, and pretty much that's it. You have your event exclusive Krillin. Now the most likely out of all of these, I think it's going to be between the Namek Gohan with the bowl cut and Zarbon. I think those two are easily the most doable, especially since they already got a bowl cut for when he's wearing the Saiyan armor. Already got the bowl cut for this, so the head sculpt already technically exists. All you gotta do is put it onto that body, and then you're good. Or maybe retool the Kid Goku GT body, put the bowl cut on there. It's a lot of things that you could do, right? But retooling, that might not just be retooling. It might just straight up be a new sculpt that they'd have to do. Yeah, it seems like a lot of work. But either way, those are my wild card predictions for SDCC 2019. I mean, 2019, I'm bugging out. 2024. Like, if you notice, a lot of it was Namek. That's just because we're finishing up Namek, and I know people are sick and tired of Namek at this point in time. So why not just finish it up, and then we could spend all next year basically getting into the meat and the potatoes of Cell/Android Saga. You know, we could get our second form Cell, we get our future Gohan, for example. I don't know any of those are actually coming out next year, but we're definitely gonna get a good chunk of Android stuff next year, for sure. But with all that being said, Android stuff mixed with some Daima stuff, but I could see Daima stuff being more general release since it's riding off the hype of the anime. You don't have to, and then having the Cell stuff be premium Bandai, unfortunately. Either way, I digress. Thank you all for listening, indeed, if you still are. And until next time, you do well. You do well. Peace.